Regina McCann-Hess, President of Forge Wealth Management, and welcome to our Women in Wealth series. Today, we have a new friend with us, and Shelby, first of all, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Regina. Super excited about being here.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you. But Shelby, tell us who you are, what you do, and what you love about what you do.
Awesome. I am Shelby Thomas. I am the relationships manager for the Perfect RIA. That's kind of how I met Regina. So super excited to be here and share it with you. What I do is I am the bridge and the gap between Matt and Micah, who are the owners and founders of the Perfect RIA. I am that liaison to make sure that all of our advisors get what they need and what they have came to join the program for. So I am a people motivator. I am making sure everyone is where they are and what they're doing is what they want to be doing.
Herculean task, of course.
Yes, definitely a lot.
Well, so you have to be super, super organized to keep all those moving parts going at the same time in the right direction and everything else.
Absolutely. Have to be super organized, which also can be a challenge at times. Have to always make sure you're there to follow up, recap, and keep people motivated. That's the biggest piece of what I do, keeping all of the advisors motivated and focused on their goals. That is my biggest job. And that's what I love to do. So it's something I'm passionate about. So it makes it easy for me to make sure that I'm there, I'm present, and I'm pushing everyone toward the goal that they have set out to achieve.
Oh, very much appreciated. I do benefit from that.
You're welcome, definitely.
And you do it for a lot of people. So that's what I mean by Herculean effort for sure.
Yes,
for sure.
We have multiple levels to our program. We have the Backstage Pass side, which is more of our essentials program. We call that RIP and Deploy. So everything that Matt and Micah have done to help them be successful in their practice, that's Backstage Pass. They dump it into this resource full of resources from documents to webinars, and of course, the podcast that most people know them from. Those people can take and adapt all those things and use them in their practice. And then we have our Invictus members. Regina is one of our Invictus members, and that is how I met her. That is more of the guide them in the direction. So I get to interact with the Invictus members more than any other members. And we have 40 plus Invictus members, and we have over 170 Backstage Pass members. But the 40 Invictus members, I get to work with them hand in hand in helping them achieve their goals.
Absolutely. And also in how to make us better advisors for our clients. I think that's a big part of what Matt and Micah talk about all the time, adding value. And what's their famous saying?
Delivering massive value.
Yeah, I hear it all the time. And I will plug them and their podcast because their podcast is phenomenal. So if anyone hasn't listened to that, definitely look for their podcast. And what is it go by the Perfect RIA?
Yes.
Okay.
The Perfect RIA. Yeah. Yes. Right. Delivering massive value is definitely our slogan, but not just the slogan, it's what we live by, honestly, not just for the advisors that are part of our program, but that's what Matt and Micah live by. That's what we live by as a team. So in everything that we do, you'll always hear Matt and Micah in the background. Make sure it's delivering massive value, even down to the emails that we send. It's like when you're about to send it, make sure it delivers massive value. So it's not something that we're just saying, it's something that we live by. Even in my personal life now, everything that I set out to do, it's like, what's the value that I'm going to get out of that? Or what's the value that I'm delivering in doing that? So it kind of has changed the structure of my thought process and everything that I do, delivering massive value.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I've been listening to for so long that it just automatically pops up on my podcast whenever they have a new one. So all I have to do is like hit my screen and it starts playing. I don't even have to look for it anymore because it's just right there. And you're right. They definitely have a way of getting in your head for sure.
Yes, someone told me the other day, they said the song is just so catchy. It's like all I hear is the song. And I'm like, yes, it is very catchy. And it definitely draws you in. And if you're a constant listener, it definitely pulls you in.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, oh, thank you so much for sharing that. That's great. So let me ask you a question about being a professional woman. As you know, especially the financial industry, it's very male dominated. So what are some of the challenges that you have faced being a professional woman, especially in the financial industry?
So some of the challenges I think that I faced it just beginning, because this is my first time in the financial industry. So I don't have a long history. I have a 17-year history in what I do, but I only have a 1-year history within the financial industry. I think you have to be an open book. You have to step into everything in experience, even if you're the leader in experience, that you're looking to learn something. That is something that I have learned. Every conversation I have with you guys, I'm learning something new. So that's something that has really stood out to me, that has been a challenge as I move forward. Is like, oh my God, it's something else I got to learn. It's something else I got to learn. It's something else I got to learn. So just being on top of your game, making sure that in every interaction, there is a learning experience, and making sure that I'm taking something out of it. So a lot to intake. That has been a challenge for me. A little challenge for me is I'm taking in so much information, but how am I using that, and how am I making sure that I'm putting that back out to everyone? So that's been my challenge.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like drinking from a fire hose. You have so much information coming in. You're like, is there anything up here that I can just pull out that I don't need right now and, come back for it later?
Yes. Like I always used to say, like, I'm like the Post-it note queen. Like I was like Post-it notes everywhere. But now, again, learning from Micah. Micah is always like, Shelby, if you keep it in the CRM, it's the one place you go. Even down to the little notes that I take. So everything has a place. And that has helped. This has helped me grow. Drinking from a fire hose has helped me grow. So now everything has a place. So that has been my challenge, but I'm learning to overcome that by making sure everything has a place.
Yeah, that's key. That is key. I could probably take some notes on that one.
Yes, everything has to have a place.
Maria, my assistant, picks up something I'm working on, and then she'll turn it on the back side, and I write notes on the back side too. She's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm going to change one day."
No, a lot of people have that same situation. I was just talking to another advisor yesterday, and he said to me, in order for me to know the outline of a process with my team, I keep it on the back of my cell phone. I said, do you really? He said, yes, it's written out on the back of my cell phone so that I am on top of the process. So you're not the only person writing on the back of things, Regina. So don't worry.
Thank you. It made me feel so much better.
It has a place, and that's what matters.
It does. It does. I know what it means.
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome. Oh, goodness. How about, I know we have a long way for this, but if you were to jump in a time machine going forward, what's your vision of your retirement?
Vision of retirement. I am a massive motivator. And as I continually grow, I'm a new mom, new wife, personal development has become a huge focus for me. In not just personal, but professional as well. So my vision, of course, is to continue to invest in myself and my family, so that when I am long down the road, I have established enough for future growth and wealth that I could travel the world, being a motivational and personal development and professional development coach and trainer. That is a goal for me. I get to see the world at the same time. I'm influencing other people to become better professionally and personally within their lives. And so that's something that's my future goal. That's my future goal.
I can see that. I can see that happening for you, because you're doing that now with a lot of the tasks and a lot of the things that you do for the perfect RIA already. But I can definitely see that you evolving into that role. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
because I can never see myself just going, sitting out on a beach, having pina coladas, doing nothing. That just would never work for me. So I have to continue to do something that is just fulfilling for me,
Right.
as I also fulfill others, because I am a servant leader. I believe in servant leadership. I think that is one of the most important things that anyone can do in a leadership position.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then, on that note or on that thought, mentorship. I mean, that is huge, especially I think for women professionals, so that we are getting to grow ourselves professionally and personally. And then what are we doing for the next generation of ladies coming up? How can we help them? How can we make it easier for them? Mentoring, I think, is a huge part of what we could do to give back and help the next set of ladies coming through the professional world.
Totally agree. I will say being here at TPR, everyone, we didn't say TPR yet, but the Perfect RIA, TPR is what we call it. There is a strong emphasis on personal and professional development. So that drew me in. Currently, I have a mentor, Jamie Shalansky. She is also one of the silent owners of the business. She's not forefront, but a lot of people know her in the industry. She's absolutely amazing. And she's a mentor of mine. And she's every day helping me grow. And she's doing exactly what you said is important for everything that she's learned and what she's done. She's now giving that over to someone else, showing someone else the way. And I'm so excited and so happy and grateful to be one of those people.
Yeah, she's actually very impressive. I've seen a couple of her topics on the marketing, and I was just like, oh wow, she's got it going on. I like her.
She does. She
That's
does.
awesome. Very cool. Very cool. All right, cool. So what other things are your passions around what you're doing here professionally, but what are some of the fun things that you like to do outside of work?
So what I'm doing here professionally, I'm still outside in my personal life. I'm still in that motivational role, that mentoring role, that coaching and training role. I'm actually the vice president of my youth department at my church organization. I attend the United House of Prayer for Our People, a huge church organization, and I am a vice president of the youth division. So community outreach, drives, education focus. I do that all. So I'm still in that same lane. That's how I know. I always say what I do, I didn't choose it. It chose me. I always tell people that because I'm super passionate about it in every aspect of my life, not just professionally, but also in my personal life, in my spiritual life. I'm still that same person. I'm always looking to help someone get the best out of themselves.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's very impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, good for you. That's fantastic. Fantastic. So if people are listening or watching and they wanted to find out more about you, more about the Perfect RIA, where would they go to find out information?
Well, of course, you can visit us at www.theperfectira.com. You can also reach out to me personally at Shelby at theperfectira.com. And then we also have a hub just for questions about the company, and that's lifestyle at theperfectira.com. So those are the sources of where you can reach us. And just visit the website, find out more about what Matt and Micah has created, because it's something massive, it's something different, it's something new, and it's not just something created. This is what they have ate, slept, breathed their whole entire life. They both come from financial practices that they grew up in, and they just found the best ways for them to enjoy more of their life and still deliver massive value to their clients that they work with on a daily basis.
Yeah, they definitely are very passionate about what they do. And I love how they've built a community of like-minded people.
Yes.
That's really impressive. I've been on several besides the podcast, they have the webinars that I go to. And sometimes I have to watch them after the fact because I usually have webinars or client meetings during the day, but the questions that they'll allow as you know, they allow people to ask questions, live questions on their events. And the information that's shared across the table with all these advisors and business owners, like the entrepreneurs, right? That's what we are, right? Is fascinating, and how we're learning from each other, and what Matt and Mike have created by pushing out this passion and creating the private RIA. It's pretty cool.
Yep. It's definitely cool. It's something that if you're in the financial industry and you're looking to double your success and move to the next level, you definitely want to visit, and you definitely want to check out what we offer, who Matt and Mike are and what they're doing, because they have actual proven factors. We just recently had a mastermind, which is going to come to the next one, so we're excited to have you, where we just brought in 13 different advisors, and they came in and they sat with Matt and Micah, and they actually do what they call a financial undress. And they they down to the bare bones, where are you at, what you look like, and together they were able to strategize holistically and put back $1.6 million into their business by looking at where they are. Matt and Mike are helping them see what they should be doing, what they need to change, what they need to work on. And so now we have all these advisors on this pathway to getting that compensation back into their practice. And so they're actually being compensated for their time in a better way. So
that's incredible. Yeah, that's incredible. I can't wait till my masterclass. I'm a little afraid, though, I have to admit.
You are a little afraid. It's okay.
Yeah, that financial undressing. Okay, I got to tell everybody what I'm doing.
You're right. And you know what? That's the part, like everyone says, like in order to be comfortable, you have to be uncomfortable. That's Absolutely. One of my favorite quotes. Yeah. And that's super true in every aspect of life. Just admitting what you need to do, where you are. So yes, I know it could be a little, intimidating, but at the same time, it's the best thing for us all. Yeah, to get a little uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah, you have to step outside of your comfort zone, right, in order to grow. So yeah, I know. I'm going to do it.
I know you are, and you're going to be awesome because you're already amazing. Look at all that you're doing already. I was super excited about this and coming. I was nervous because I was uncomfortable, but I'm so glad that you asked me to join. I'm super excited to be here to share what I've learned so far being a part of the Perfect RIA and what I've learned personally and professionally. So.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much. You are an incredible guest. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been excellent. Such a great session. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank everyone else for joining us. We really appreciate that you spend some time with us. Again, I'm Regina McCann-Hess, president of Forge Wealth Management, and our website is forgewealth.com. And you can find me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Forge Wealth. And on LinkedIn, I'm Regina McCann-Hess. Go out and make it a great day. Thank you.